Alrighty. Lighting's probably kind of bad in here. I wasn't gonna talk. I was actually kind of thinking about just kind of chilling out and going to bed tonight, but it's something. It's kind of dark in here. I guess it is. I don't know why it looks like that. Yeah, it's funny the way this looks. It looks like it's like being filmed in like 2005. That's how pixelated this looks. Hmm. Yeah, I wasn't gonna talk. I was thinking it's probably a good idea that I probably just actually go to sleep tonight. But I was like, I'm just real excited. I don't know. I really was thinking, like, I'm real excited about stuff, but I don't know what I'm excited about. I feel excited about something, but I don't know what I'm excited about. Oh, if anybody's ever had that, see, if anybody is watching this, which doesn't seem like there is at the moment. What is that? Oh, it's water? I thought I had coffee, dang it. I thought I had me some coffee that was. I might make a pot of coffee. I think I might do that. It's just that I'm going to do it again. I'm going to stay up all night. I don't know if I can afford to do this. I mean, I want to because I'm sharper at night and I talk about really cool shit at night. I don't know if that's something I want to start getting too used to because I got that Star Trek thing coming up, that convention, and I gotta. Yeah, I don't want my schedule all messed up. I mean, it doesn't seem like that's actually around the corner. I don't know. I just thought maybe I'd go live. What the hell, right? Like, it's probably better to do it that way, you know? Yeah, I wasn't really thinking about talking, but man, I'm still excited. I'm like really fucking excited. I'm like, it's terrible. Yeah, it's like you're excited about something, but you don't know what you're excited about, you know? But it's like, I guess I want to be. It's like, I've had this so many times where I felt excited about something and I can't say I know what I'm excited about. Anyway, I am actually really, really tired. Like, I know I'm supposed to go to bed. I know I'm supposed to go to bed, but I just don't want to. And I know I'm going to pay for it tomorrow. I totally know I'm going to pay for it tomorrow. I'm starting to get up late again, just like, I was starting to do it right. I was starting to get up early in the morning because I got that cat. I just took that cat in. Ever since I took in that cat, Chester came out of nowhere. Totally came out of nowhere. It's like he's been keeping me up, and it's like I'm actually getting up early in the morning, which I never do. I get up late. But no, it's just I'm on it. I mean, I know what I am kind of excited about. To be fair, I kind of know what it is. A lot of it's this music stuff I've been talking about, and I've been really thinking about it. I'm just not sure if I want to do it. I'm kind of on the fence about it because it's an awfully deep thing. Some of those stories aren't as deep as others, but it's pretty deep thing. But yeah, this Julian thing's got me kind of going too. Yeah, it is. I got a big crush on Julian Lennon. It's strange for no reason. It is what it is. Just kind of hit me. It came snuck up on me actually. I just got a big crush on him now. I'm like, that's a pretty random thing. It is though. but it's fun. It's like when you start, even though it's not somebody you're actually gonna go out with or date, it's a high profile person, right? But it's fun to have a crush on somebody. I don't know. I love it's fun to like somebody, especially when it's somebody that you really can resonate with. It really gets you going because you want to train yourself to like people that have the better intentions, that line up with your morals. See, I'm actually recording myself now too, so I don't want to get too crazy talking about all this stuff too. And a lot of it's stuff you guys wouldn't understand. Maybe you would though. That's the thing. Maybe you would. That's the point of recording this stuff and getting interested in music. But no, I'm actually haunted by music. Haunted by it. This me having a crush on Julian. No, that's not. That's just me having a crush on somebody. It just kind of stuck up on me. Yeah, I'm just like watching music videos with my mom and just kicking back, and it kind of does the autoplay. And then that video came up, Too Late for Goodbyes, and I have seen that thing a good handful of times in my life. This time I'm watching it and I'm like, just I like how odd the video is. I like how different it is, you know? And it just took off from there. And like starting to have a crush on him. The way he is now, too. Like now, looking at him. I mean, I am so fun. I'm so goofy right now. I'm so goofy. I can't take it. And I need to be silly. I'm always serious all the time. I think most of my videos are very serious too. And I don't want to be too serious. I don't want to be like too overpoweringly serious. But I can get like that. And once I get like that, I kind of stay like that. But anyway, I guess we're kind of thought maybe think about I was curious, like I'm not seeing really any viewers on here. So it's at a zero. So but if anyone does come across this video and does get a chance to see this, I was wondering if I should actually do each story. Like each video would be a separate story with one about Warren Zevon, which was the deepest one. That's the one that really is personal to me. Or just kind of the smaller but interesting kind of things that I've encountered. Where it's like yeah, 'cause I'm haunted by music. It's like, have you ever seen Wayne's World? You ever seen Wayne's World 2? It's a really funny way to put this, but I kind of have that. I kind of have weird way. And it's just like I feel like I have to tell these stories because especially Warren Zevon. Especially Warren Zevon. If anything, that one for sure. That one for sure. Yeah, it's 0-0. I don't see any viewers on here. Now, see, once you do this, once you end your live and you don't get any viewers, it's like your video goes up and it probably doesn't get a lot of traction either, after being having been live. I don't know if that's true or not, but, like the last one I did, I got some traction on it. If you do it during the day, I notice I don't get anything either. That's like I'm thinking, oh, let's do it at night. I was just kind of curious if that's something you guys would be interested in. Just kind of throwing it out there. Like, I've had very interesting experiences in my life with musicians, and they really did. That's something that really sticks with me. It's like a lot of people have ghost stories, they have a UFO story, maybe a collection of the both. I'm completely empty on that one. Nope, across the board. I'm actually haunted by people who are alive. I'm haunted by people who are actually alive. Now, I have a couple of encounters that I have had. One of them with Brian Jones. That was the first one I had when I was 9 years old. the Golden Stone of the Rolling Stones, Brian Jones. He, obviously, but Warren Zevon was something very special, and I'm not sure if I just feel funny about sharing it. I'm not sure if it's right or not. You know, but if anyone is interested in, let me know in the comment section if you see this video after I'm done being live. You know, let me know because I'm wondering about it. I'm thinking I've been talking about this like every day with myself. I've been thinking about it like I want to talk about that because it's so incredible. And Warren Zevon, he was nominated, I think, a couple times for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and ultimately never gets chosen. Of course, I vote as many times as I possibly can. I try to encourage other people to do the same. It's I just feel like that's somebody he never really wanted to be famous. I don't get, he was never the type of guy that wanted to be real famous kind of artist, but he kind of wanted to know that he was making some kind of traction difference with people. That's what my take is on that. I just feel like that just doesn't get that. I don't think anyone barely knows who he is. And that's another reason why I want to ask and see what comments I get. Like, do you guys like him? What kind of music? Like, that I want to know that stuff. It's like, oh, what's your favorite song? It's like, that's cool too. But just if you guys like know, I just feel like that he just did not get. It's not attention. He just didn't get the kind of respect that I think he should have gotten as a musician. And I got to connect with him when he was dying. So it's an interesting, deep kind of story. And if anybody is interested, I takes a lot to share that. It really does. Like I don't want to tear up and cry and get all goofy and whatever googly goggly. I don't want to do that in front of you guys if it's not gonna. I don't really want to do that anyway. I want to cry in front of people, but it's a personal story, and I've been kind of thinking about that. Now, the video I did about Cabaret Voltaire and how it changed my life has been getting a lot of traction. I wouldn't say a lot, but the traction that I do get on that video really makes a difference. It's the kind of people that watch my work. It's not the amount. So sometimes you might not have one viewer on a video, for like several months. And maybe you might get a collection of three people in the span of several months, and one of those people are getting something out of it. And that's all that matters to me, you know. That's why I do this. I care about getting people interested in music again. I care about giving people a place to actually start listening to music rather than consuming it. That's what I'm all about, you know. There's a lot of music buffs on YouTube that teach music history, and I'm very happy to see that. I'm more into like these personal experiences with music and how much I like it and why and the way I feel when I get into it, that kind of stuff. And I like to hear those stories because I listen to very different music. That's one thing about me. I listen to really untapped stuff that you guys probably had never heard of, you know? And when I got into Cabaret Voltaire, I felt like I was the only person on the planet that listened to that. And when I see the comments on that, God, that's amazing. It's back in 2005 when I heard that for the first time, when I was introduced to that. And it changed my life. It changed my life. It really did. Yeah, we're still at zero. Not one, not one viewer. I guess maybe having this up there, I guess that's all that matters, you know? Like maybe, after the afterburn of it might be better. It's because I do talk for a long time. Like I can go on for 5 hours talking. Totally. And it's like I don't want to make a video and it goes into like an hour, 2 hours. That takes forever to load. So I just go decide, let's just do it live. As I'm already talking anyway. But no, I'm curious if you guys are like, and it also, if you have stories like that, that's what I'm real interested in. I don't care if you have to write a book, I will read the whole thing. Believe you me, I will read the whole thing because I really like those kinds of things. I like to hear how much people actually get into music and absorb something. Because that's something I feel like it's really missing. And it's like, oh, a lot of people think that. It's like, I don't meet people that listen to music. It's been a long time. Actually, to be fair, I think the last time I ever met somebody who actually liked music, that really got into music, and knew how to have a conversation with me, was my friend JD, who passed away. But I've never really met someone since then that had that. That is finite. It's incredibly finite. It's like most people listen to whatever's popular. They like what's popular because it's easy, and everyone else listens to it. So they're convinced that they like it because they know it and they're familiar with it, rather than they went out and chose to get into something and spent a lot of time listening to something. Maybe you're a musician yourself, even if you're not. Even if you're not, and I'm not. You know, I like listening to music though. I kind of mess with things. I kind of throw together tapes and stuff. I actually do cassette tapes still. Best way to listen to music, hands down. You can do a lot of things with cassette tapes. Yeah, no viewers on here. I don't know if I want to keep going for this going to happen. I mean, I could go for like 5 hours. I can talk up a storm. And I go 5, 6 hours talking. I can talk forever. Drive people crazy. It's just the quality of this looks really funny too. This is really funny. It's like it looks like this is being done in like 2004 or something. Like terribly, it's interesting because I watch a lot of different people doing live videos, and then there's those ones that are really polished, and then there's these ones like mine right now, and it's like every time I watch a video that's not polished, I wind up getting more out of it. I wind up enjoying the content more. So if that's anything, that makes me feel a little better, kind of talking myself into that. But there's a guy, there's a guy named XKCD Hat Guy, a YouTuber named XKCD Hat Guy. That's the guy that made me want to be a YouTuber. I don't know his real name. That's what he goes by on YouTube. But he was famous for a video. What's it called? The fourth dimension explained by a high school student. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that if that is if I'm getting that wrong? But you guys might know. But that's the guy that inspired me to start doing this because I really got a lot out of his content. Yeah, I really did. I was really kind of shocked by what this guy was doing and what he was talking about. I was like, this guy really impresses me. He's very real. And he talks about things in a way nobody does. He really has you thinking. He really has you you're really invested in when he's got to offer it. I don't know if he's still going. I don't know. I haven't seen him do anything recently. He almost doesn't have to. One or two of his videos gets everything across, and there's really nothing left to talk about. No, he really impressed me. That if you guys have a chance, check out this channel, XKCD Hat Guy. I mean, I don't do it justice. I mean, that guy is amazing. Like that's the kind of person that I wish I could meet in real life. It's like, where are people like that? What's going on? Like I can't meet or find people that are interesting like that, that can really hold a conversation that has meaning. I don't want to talk about, no offense, I don't mean to offend anybody. If anybody is actually watching this or does watch this later, please don't take offense to this. But one thing I have a hard time with is when I meet people is they're showing me pictures of their dog dressed up in front of the Christmas tree as an elf, their dog dressed up as Santa Claus, and my whole the whole conversation is basically this person showing me millions of pictures of their dog. And I love animals, so I mean, I'm not against that part. I want to say that part right now. Like, I like that people care about animals. That's something that really does need to, I am happy to see that. I'm very much for that part, but it's just, that's kind of the whole of it, though. And what you wind up with is you wind up talking to people, and that's probably the best it's going to get is them talking about their dog and look at all the costumes that, I dress them up in. And it's millions and millions of pictures of their dog dressed up as a million different things. And that's it, and this is somebody you may or may not see again. You may run into them again at work. Because I do a lot of different acting gigs and audience gigs. I do a bunch of different things. Like I'm hither, thither, all over the place with that kind of stuff, or I'm not doing anything, which I like. And I like to do nothing. But I'll run into people, and that's kind of where it goes. Or you meet people that like to lecture you. They love to lecture you. And that's another common one. I really find myself running into that a lot where they'll find something to lecture me about. And it's just getting to a point. I'm seeing a lot of people on YouTube actually, dare I say that, but talking about how they don't like people anymore. People are disengaging with people. And see, I do see where people are aware of it though. I see that. I see where people are actually aware of that problem. And it's like, oh, people don't know how to socialize anymore. It's like, no, it's not that they don't know how to socialize. They do. That's the point. They just don't want to talk to you. They don't care about what you have to offer. It's not moving them forward. They have goals. They have career that they're more interested in. If you're not bringing them any sort of traction towards that, they don't hang out. They're not going to hang out with you. People don't hang out with you unless it's advantageous for their career, some kind of something along those lines. And it's like, yeah, what's happening? When I got into the acting industry back in 2014, 2013, 14, everybody was obsessed with being professional all the time. You had to be professional around everybody all the time. There was no time to be a normal person. And that drove me insane. That absolutely drove me nuts, bonkers. And now I see where it's really advanced to this point where it's like people just they don't know how to talk to people. No, they do. They totally do. Maybe they're socially awkward. No, they don't fucking care. They don't care. They're more interested in whatever their goals are. which is good that people have that. But the ambition that people have is so blind. It is so blind. It's like you can't have any stimulating conversations with anybody, and then you wonder what's wrong with society. I think that's a big one right there. Communication, but stimulating communication, purpose, meaning. And I think that's completely gone, if I'm being honest. It's still at zero. Well, that's hopeful. But yeah, that's something I'm seeing more and more on YouTube. Even those people, like those people talking about that, like how do I not meet those people? What's going on here? How am I not meeting people like that? Oh, and I go out, I meet people that want to, they don't want to talk to you. I'll tell you another thing, and some of you guys are going to hate me. Some of you guys are going to probably unsubscribe from me. It's pot. It's pot. A lot of it is that drinking alcohol. Unless you're smoking pot and drinking alcohol, people don't hang out with you. If you want a girlfriend or a boyfriend, start smoking pot. Seriously. I don't make this shit up. Well, I don't smoke pot. It's like, well, then you're never going to have a friend. You're never going to have a life. And by the way, that's not that this is. This is regular vape. I don't like pot. I can't do pot. That's why I mentioned that. I don't know. I can't do that because I'm like tired all the time and lethargic. So I can't afford that. Absolutely not. But people absolutely don't hang out with you if you don't do that. And if you say to them that you don't like it, they're not going to be angry. They'll just carry on. But pot's a big one. That's a big one right there. You gotta be drinking. You gotta be tipping that bottle. You gotta be smoking pot all the time for people to hang out with you. And I'm not doing that. I just can't afford it. Too tired. Way too tired for that. I'm already naturally lethargic. I can't afford that. And I don't want any excuses. I said no, and that's what I said. I don't care. I don't need that shit. I really don't. I don't need stuff like that to be happy. So I'm already there. I'm already there. You just can't share that happiness you have with anyone because they require it's like pot is like this sort of requirement, like a lanyard to get into like an event. It's like, oh, I got it. It's like without that, you can't get into the event. It's like with pot, if you don't have a sack of weed on you, you can't hang out. You can't do anything with anybody. Anything. I'm saying anything with a capital A, professionally, socially, romantically. That's all people do. And I'm not even interested in a relationship. I just want friends. I'm interested in friends. But it is frustrating. And I don't have a problem with you doing it. I have a problem with you sticking it in my face like that way. That's what I have a problem with. And it's like they really want you to do that. It's like you actually have to do it, or they I'm like, oh, I remember when people did that and they snuck away and they had to hide and do that somewhere. It's like now it's just this like required. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, can can I just do whatever I want? Can I just drink tea and coffee and vape and that's it? I don't. That's what I do. And I know this is bad. I know that you guys are going to give me a you're going to give me a lecture about that. Sure you are, and it's okay. I don't have a problem with people smoking pot. I don't have a problem with people drinking around me. I just don't like it. Why do I have to do it too? That's all. Why do I have to hold your hand every time you got to do that? Can I ask you that question? That's all I'm saying. I get really annoyed with that very quickly, because it's not fair. And no one talks about that. No one's saying nothing about that. It's like, oh, people don't talk to each other anymore because of social media. And it's like, I am not one of those people who are going to say that. Because I don't think that's the case. I think it doesn't help in some ways, but that depends on what you're doing with it. And I just get real tired of that. It's like the friends that I had that meant so much to me, that were my best friends. Okay, it's almost like you can't get that again. But I had friends that most people probably in a lifetime could never have. Maybe I was lucky. Maybe I was lucky because that doesn't happen for most people. And the best things in life don't last. Fake things last forever. But high quality people, I guess they don't last. And that's what happened is I don't. That's what's really getting me. It's like, yeah, it's like all my friends are passed away. And trying to start over and meet new people is kind of nightmarish. It's like, man, it's like how much pot do you have to smoke to be somebody's friend? Just to be hang out with, just have someone hang out. You gotta be on the sauce. Or you don't have a friend. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll continue. I'm not alone. I don't feel lonely though. I'm too busy to feel like that. And I'm very happy. It's just being able to share that. That's what it is. Being able to share that. So that's why doing this stuff is probably a good idea for me too. YouTube. Which that is kind of a good point. Like talking about, well, my channel is more about music. I was going to be a lot of different. I was thinking about being a toy channel actually. When I first started this, I kind of want to be a toy channel because I love toys. I love action figures and toys. But then I see so many people doing toy reviews and how competitive that became. And I'm actually kind of cool just watching other people do it. I don't need to be another person to do that. Although there are things that could get good reviews that nobody's touched. There are toy lines that people still haven't covered, and I'm very surprised. But I can't find those things myself, and I even if I could find them, they're very expensive. And what I'm referring to is Star Trek by Diamond Select Star Trek. Nobody's done any reviews on those figures. There's a couple people that came kind of close, where they show you like their whole Star Trek collection, but they don't review Diamond Select or Art Asylum, which is what became Diamond Select a little later on. You're not seeing people actually review figures like that. And I'd be kind of interested to see if someone could do something like that. But those are so hard to track down too, and that's probably why. But I'm a huge toy person too. I love toys. But when I did that video about Cabaret Voltaire and I saw the traction pouring in on that, I knew what I was supposed to do. And I'm haunted by music. I truly am. And haunted is a bad word, I think. It's not a good word. I think I say it like that because I don't know how else to say it. Oh, it's spiritual. I don't like that word either. I don't like that word very much. It's over. It's to me. It's more than that. It's much more realistic. It's very grounded. These are things that I felt, that I experienced, and they were meant for me, you know? And they're intense. I'll tell you, Warren Zevon especially. That was a real thing happening. I was 17 when that happened. So that'd been like 2002. In 2002, I just got thrown out of high school. I was expelled from high school, and that's another story. See, that's why I'm gonna ask if you guys want to hear the whole deal. Let me know, but I it'll exhaust me too much. This thing's already 35 minutes. We're almost about 40 minutes in. About still got nobody's viewing. I'm not getting any viewers yet. But I am interested in. I would like to put that out there. I think it's probably the right thing to do. Part of me thinks it is, and part of me is still like not so sure about it. I mean, I could just come off as a crazy person talking about it too. But no, it really happened. There's a show. It's called One Step Beyond. It's kind of like that. It's got that kind of. Yeah, it's one of those. It's kind of got that kind of. Have you ever seen that John Newland? Yeah, it's 1959. I guess I'm old. Oh my god, am I an old person or what? But that show really captivates the kind of stories and experiences that I've been in. So unlike ghost stories or more, what most people talk about, which I've heard some interesting ones. It's I never. This might sound a little cruel, what I'm going to tell you. I almost don't really care about UFOs and ghost stories. Like, I care about your stories. I care about you telling them to me. So if somebody takes the time to talk to me and hang out with me and they have those stories, I'm excited to hear all the time. But it doesn't resonate with me personally. Like me, have you ever seen a UFO before? And it's like, well, no, never. I've never seen one in my life. I hear about people talking about it all the time. They don't resonate. It's not that I don't believe in them or I do. I don't really care. That's where I stand with that. It's not interesting to me. It's real flat. It's real boring. Hollywood's got it covered. It's in every book. I want my channel to be about things that most people don't talk about. And that's why I feel inspired to do this because I want to talk about things that, or I think they're equally, if not more interesting than that. Because to me, everybody's going to talk. And it's like, oh, you don't believe me. Oh, it really happened. I saw it. It's like, it's not that I don't believe you. Isn't that at all? I'm listening to you. I genuinely care. It's just that stuff doesn't show up for me. And it's probably because I don't care. I'm not interested in it. I don't know. It's just it's everywhere. Now, ghost stories, on the other hand, have become kind of boring due to television and media and such. You watch a bunch of grown men and women standing around in a room in night vision, whispering to each other for God knows how long, and that gets really flaccid and boring, all for one little orb to show up that could just be a speck of dust or not. But it's boring anyway. Nonetheless, don't care, never really did. It doesn't mean anything to me. This ghost of some person that I never met in my life, that I don't know anything about, that I probably am not interested in, it isn't there. It's not me. The things that I do care about do show up for me. And those are the stories I want to tell you. It's like the music stuff. The music stuff. But see, you could tell me that you don't care about that. You could tell me that it doesn't mean anything to you. And you would be right. If you're not someone who's interested in music and maybe in that way, you have every right to say that, and I can't argue with. It's like, well, I like ghost stories. I like ghosts. I think that's cool. And it's like, I think that's cool that you think it's cool. That stuff doesn't show up for me, even when I did care, even when I wanted so badly something happen, just anything. Can a door move? Can a window move? Something? Well, nothing happens. And I think I know what it could be with me. It's not that I. Here's the thing with the ghost stuff. I'm not haunted by the dead. I'm haunted by people who are alive. That's what it is. That's what it is. And the people who did show up in my life that would be a ghost of some type were so busy living and so adventurous that that's why I got to experience them. Namely Brian Jones, the other one is Kurt Cobain. I think that's the only two. Yeah. The rest of them are all people who are living, very much alive. But yeah, I'm haunted by people who are alive. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's why that stuff doesn't show up for me. I don't have nightmares. I've never had one. I don't experience things like that. Every dream I have is very, very positive. Or sometimes I'll dream something that's asking me to do something. Like you figure it out. It's like, oh, I should think it's like it's asking my for my full undivided attention because there's something I'm not paying attention to. Or something that I'm not doing. I have those dreams. But as far as a bad dream or nightmare, no. So it's like there's something I guess to that. I don't know. But yeah, my experiences are with people who are alive, more or less. Yeah, I still got no viewers. And see, I could put this out there, okay? Once this goes up online, the afterburn, I guess what you call it. I don't know if it'll still get views. I really would like to know if I should do this. It's like, I'm just gonna do it anyway. And it's like, well, I'll have to do it alive. I'll have to do it alive because do the live video because it's too long of a story. And trying to load 2 hour long videos each is going to be a hellish experience. I'm just talking, just in here talking. I don't, I might as well just already have the thing going. But yeah, this does look funny. Yeah, it does. It looks like year 2004. The quality of the camera. It's very 2004. I think that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. I'm not bothered by that one bit. No, I'm not. Oh boy, I'm tired. I'm tired, but I'm not. It's like I know I'm tired, but I don't want to go to sleep because I'm excited. I'm real excited. It's like I have that feeling inside me where I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be excited about, but I feel excited. Well, yeah, I do. I have this crush on Julian Lennon suddenly. Like really bad. Like I'm like, wow, I'm so glad to know that people like that are alive and making a difference. No, I don't have any sort of like connection, like I was talking about the musician thing. Like I connected with Warren Zevon the way I did. I've connected with Trent Reznor a couple times. You know, like those are you don't know what musician is going to come to you. You don't know which one you're going to be experiencing, and it's something that you get out of it too. It's not just you know. With Warren, he just wanted to be my friend. He just wanted to be my friend. He reached out to me. You know, this is me just having a crush on a musician right here, Julian Lennon. I just have a crush on him. I don't have. I never felt a connection like that. You know, as of yet, no. If anything strange happens, or anything peculiar, or anything odd that would kind of indicate that, I'll let you know. But I don't think so. I don't think that's there. You don't know what it's going to be. Like I said, when I connected with Warren, I was 17. I didn't know who he was. I never heard of him. You know, it was a very, very candid thing. It was, I was so lucky. I guess you could say that I was very, and he did a lot for me too. He actually did some pretty amazing things for me that, wow, yeah, again, if I talk about that, this video is going to be about a 6 hour, 7 hour deal. We're almost at an hour. We're almost at an hour. But being haunted by music is not really the best way to put it, but it seems like the only way I can find to. It's like I'm haunted by music. Okay, I like the way that sounds. It's probably not right, but I really like the way that sounds because it's like that's what happens. But it's a good thing. It's a lucky thing, and anybody can do it. It's not like I'm special. I have a special ability. I care about what I listen to. I spend a lot of time with music that I like. And in my last video that I did, I talk about consumption of music versus listening to music. And once you learn how to actually, I know this sounds really stupid, but it's not. Learning how to listen to music rather than consuming it, very different. Most people don't realize it, but we consume music every day. Consume. You see people walking around in public and they always got those earbuds in all the time. They always got their phone in their back pocket, and that music sort of gets them through the day. You know, I treat myself to music. It's something that I look forward to when I come home from whatever it is I'm doing. I leave my music at home. Then you learn how to treasure it. You learn how you know what you want to listen to. You have a purpose. A lot of people don't have that. That's what's wrong. And I talked about my very last video. I talked about music festivals and how people interact with things like that. And you can really see that kind of transaction right in front of you. That should tell you a lot about where we are today and where we were starting to head too. It's like Woodstock happened. It should have never happened again, or anything of the like. That's my opinion. If we had a better, you know, relationship with music, then things would be very different, wouldn't they? But that's not the case. And I'm not here to bash that. You might have a different opinion. Think, well, I like music festivals. They celebrate music. It's like, I know that's what they're supposed to do. But what winds up happening, what actually happens, I'll let you put that together. Well, still no viewers. That's not good. I should probably change this. I got this. I'm actually watching a live video right now. It's a guy named Talib who actually worked in. He did a lot of what is that called? Like production assistant. And he's worked around the entertainment industry a lot, and he has his own little channel, and he's actually pretty cool. And once again, it's like if anybody cares, I can put the link in the description. He gets into some good content. He really does. Gets into some interesting content. Now he's one of those kind of people that kind of talks about like self help and healing and stuff, which I respect that. I take things a step further. I kind of assume that you're already there, and if you're not, maybe it's like talking about music and getting people interested in music could be the first step. Learning how to listen though, not just music and not just music. You gotta learn how to listen first. No music, going out, taking a walk, leave your music at home. That kind of thing. That's the kind of stuff that I talk about. Because listening is like listening to sounds, you know, even if it isn't, nature. That's part of the idea of understanding different things. I gotta turn the volume down on that. That's awfully loud. I don't need something that loud. I can't find any background stuff. Like I want to put on like that Weather Channel stuff. Like, you ever see like those old '90s like Weather Channel vaporwave videos that have been popping up on YouTube? Those things are really awesome, and they have like actual imagery of like commercials from Weather Channel and the original local on the eights with the music in it. It's all the original music. Thomas Starks, I believe, the artist. And he's like the main guy that did a lot of the music in those if you remember. Pretty cool stuff. I'm very fond of it. That's the kind of stuff I'm actually kind of looking for. Actually, I just found one. Nice. If you know anything about me, I love backroom stuff. I love like that kind of nostalgia core stuff. I'm a huge fan of that too. I got suckered into a lot of that too. I love all that stuff. Back rooms and liminal space and the music that goes with it. That's the kicker right there. Is I love the music that goes with that. I really like that. I think that's a neat kind of lore too. Like the whole thing, like it started in like 2020 that I know of. It really started to take off in 2021. It became very character to 2021. Still zero. What is going on? Oh, this isn't good though. I mean, if it doesn't get any traction, I don't know if the afterburn is going to be any better. I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, my last live video did go. I got some good traction on it. I mean, again, it's not like I'm not a big YouTuber at all. Like, I don't have the numbers that you guys would probably have. It's more about who's watching it rather than the amount of people watching it. It's about who's watching it. It might just be one person, and that one person that watched this video, it made a difference for them. And music is something I take very serious. As far as listening to music, like it's how I got my philosophy. It's actually where a lot of my philosophy comes from. Yeah, that's where it all comes from. Not the news. No, it's all music. And I could definitely feel how tired I am now, though. I can really feel the tired. I don't think I'm doing anything tomorrow, right? I can trust that I should be able to sleep in tomorrow, hopefully. It has been a pretty strange year. Like this is probably the first year that actually made me miss the last several years, like 2021 through 2024. I really liked those years a lot too. I really enjoyed those years. This one has challenged me quite a bit. This year has really kind of challenged me. A lot of, this one has a little. I'm getting some real bouts of bad luck this year that I haven't had probably since like 2008. That kind of bad luck. Like I told you about 2013 through 2020 was like this hellish time frame that I went through, and it was hellish. It was a karma thing, though. I was basically serving karma from 2013 to 2020. So every year was bad, more often than not. I don't have any good memories from 2013 to 2020. Very few, if at all. I really, I don't want another, I don't want anything like that to happen again, but I know what it caused it. I know what caused it. And that would be another story. That one, that story, man, that'll go. That I could make a movie out of that if I really thought about it. Yeah, things got better for me as of 2021. Everything turned around. I really liked those years. This one, it's not a bad year. I'm gonna say that. It's just not. It isn't like the last four in the same way. There was a sort of magic to those 4 years that I feel has definitely left the building. That sense of magic has definitely left the building. But to be fair, I actually really like the vibe that this year is starting to have. There's a vibe. Like maybe something is coming, like something good to be had, something exciting, something to be excited about, you know? But yeah, this year it certainly wasn't boring, that's for sure. But it was eventful in a not such a good way, you know? Yeah, it's just been kind of like shitty luck. Shitty luck versus bad karma. Bad karma was something that I deserved because of something I did that I shouldn't have done. This is just kind of that bad luck that a lot of people would just kind of run into. And it's not just me. It's seems like a lot of people I know are having the same situation. But I mean, it's not terrible. Like it's not a bad year, that's for sure. I can't say that. I can't say that because I would be wrong. We're at July now, so the best month this year for me would be January. I enjoyed January, but February and on, especially May. March and May were real hectic. And now we have definitely reached the hour. Okay. And still no viewers. Hmm. Interesting. I don't know what to think here. I've seen videos that go on to like 2 hours that people actually do. And they're like these 2 hour, 3 hour long things. And it's like trying to load something like that that you already did, and then you're loading it on. It's just that is too much. That's too much. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Because I can talk forever. I can't squeeze something like that into like a 10-minute video. There's no way. I don't do that. I like this unedited talking experience. I like people who do it too. Like there's people like I told you, XKCD Hat Guy earlier. That's somebody that really gets, it really hooks you because it's conversation that you don't get anywhere. No offense. I just don't think that, there are a couple other ones that I really like that I'm going to tell you about, but that one particularly really inspired me. It actually would be kind of cool. It's like I was trying to figure out a way to get in touch with him too, because I just really like his thinking. Just kind of glad to know that somebody like that exists, much as you said before. It's like I can't find people like that in my realm of possibility. It's like when I go out, I don't have access to people like that. They're all on YouTube. That's what it is, though. That's what it is. They're all on YouTube. But there's the other guy that I like that I really get a lot from. There's a couple of them. The other one is Michael Jameson. He lives in South Africa and he takes care of tigers and lots of animals. Like this guy makes videos just walking around taking care of his animals. And then he has all this really incredible philosophy that he does along the way that you really didn't expect to get in the video, but it's like you get that all this really wholesome information. And this guy is just absolutely amazing. Like again, not no editing, no offense. Like I like to watch a lot of different YouTubers. I really do. It's just it's the ones that don't do that. It's the ones that bare bones everything. You're getting really good quality stuff there. I mean, there's a lot of edited ones that really cut deep too. It's just what sticks, what really sticks with me are these people, you know. Louis Marco is the other one. Louis Marco. He lives in Canada and he's actually a bodybuilder. And he has an interesting philosophy about him. And you don't expect that. You don't expect that. And I didn't find him for that kind of content. Like I don't do bodybuilding. I used to work out. I used to have muscles and I used to play football. So it does kind of resonate with me. But I like their human candid stuff. They're just talking. It's like they're talking to you. You don't have all these edits and all these graphics going on. You can get that anywhere else. You're not probably going to get that here. And if that disappoints you, I do apologize. But as a viewer myself, I look for that real human experience, and I don't see a lot of that. So these are the people that I do see that with this, and I can't say enough. Those are the ones that really stand out. XKCD Hat Guy was the one that really had me thinking, like, this guy, he's really young too. I mean, he's got a real high IQ, real smart, and he's also incredibly intellectual as well. When I saw him just being him and talking, and I don't understand half the stuff he's saying sometimes. To be fair, it's like those big words that he's using. It's up to me to keep watching and try to learn more, you know. But the gist of it is what really comes away with me. That's someone who's genuinely looking for a more human connection when he makes his videos. And that's something that goes a long way with me. And you're not going to get lots and lots of videos from him. And that's when you know you're really getting something, because when you do get a video, it's always going to mean something. Instead of getting a whole buttload of them within the span of 2 days with all those higher end YouTubers that I'll watch that video and I'll probably forget about it 2 minutes after I watch it. You know, there's something distractionary about edited videos and really polished stuff. It just kind of it doesn't stick. You know, there's some that can. You know, it's not entirely bad. But yeah, those are the ones that I mentioned them before. I think I've mentioned them in other videos I've done where I talked about what I actually watch. Otherwise, I'm watching those kind of videos where they're driving through different cities and different countries. It's just the sounds and everything of driving through like Algeria, which I'm very fascinated by. I really think that's a interesting country. I really like that country. I'm fascinated by it. I like the way I like what I see. I watch different ones. That's something you're gonna learn about me too, is that I do like the Middle East. I like Africa and the Middle East a lot. Again, a lot of it stems from music too. If you did watch my last video, I talked about my introduction to music was Genesis, Peter Gabriel, and Phil Collins. That was my introduction to music, and I was 3 years old. Sorry, I'm not surprised as to where I'm at today is what I'm into. That's the kind of stuff that I followed, that I was really in, and still to this day never ceases to amaze me. Absolutely not, man. It's amazing stuff. I always had a taste for the abstract, the different, you know, and I chased it. That was what I was into, and I'm still like that to this day. And I like that about me. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about music that, this might disappoint some of you, and I don't mean to. I don't really talk about mainstream artists. I don't really get into a lot of that kind of thing. Like as far as listening to music, like that's not something I do. But that doesn't mean that if you have a story about something, even if it is mainstream, it doesn't matter. I would love to hear that. I want to see the connection. I like to see that people are actually interested in something. Don't feel bad. I'm not really into mainstream music. That's something that might rub some people, you know. As you know, that introduction there with Cabaret Voltaire, How It Changed My Life, that said a lot. I think that pretty much did it. You know where I stand. Stephen Mallender is my biggest hero. He is my biggest hero. He's like God to me. I absolutely adore that. I can't say enough. Oh man, I am tired. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off now. Let's see what the afterburn looks like.